Is guacamole a fruit salad?
What is the best milkshake for bringing boys to the yard?
Ostriches are dinosaurs.
Don't piss off old people. New game.
What do you mean it gives you Arby's mouth?
Artisanal muck duck balls.
I think they call that autofellatio.
I want to high five a shark.
Welcome to Bar Banter. Relax, have a drink with us as we debate the most controversial topics in the world today.
30 minutes. On today's podcast,
we talk about some random things.
What's the best board game to get stuck in, like Jumanji? What is the funniest inconvenience about getting older? And lastly, we talk some bar banter electives. That's right, we're bringing back Bar Banter University. But first, Andrew Mullis, what are you drinking?
I'm just drinking a little Topo Chico on ice.
Topo Chico.
Benjamin, what are you drinking?
I'm doing a little Captain and Pibb.
Nice.
And I'm doing it in my Christmas tree glass.
That is very festive. That's a festive drink in a festive glass.
Why not? Richard Mattison, what are you drinking?
I am finishing off my Blue Moons tonight because why not? The semester's over, celebrating in fashion with my Blue Moon.
Hell yeah.
124, why not?
That's right. Why not?
Rick, pick me.
Travis.
Yes.
That's Go fuck yourself.
Rick, pick
now,
me,
topic
Rick.
number one.
Rick. BRB.
All right,
BRB.
Travis, what are you drinking?
It's box night. Ben, picking number 1 through 24.
-3.
Nope.
Oh, sorry.
Good guess. Yes.
23.
23 and me.
Aha.
This one is Consulting the Book of Armaments. It's a special release from an undisclosed distillery.
Whoa.
Ooh, hold on. On the nose is smoked pheasant, fatty and rich.
What?
I'm here for it.
Wait.
It's like a Christmas feast.
Yes, chef.
Is that mezcal?
Some old passive sherry notes. I really wanted it to say passive aggressive sherry notes.
Oh my God.
That would have been so good.
You just gave me an idea for another topic.
Right? Cigar ends in a flinty minerality, antique books, and clove cigarettes. So that's just on the nose. In the palate, it's clove oil, eucalyptus, leather-bound books, waxed oak floorboards.
Many leather-bound books.
Pickled brine and smoked pineapple salsa.
Pickled brine? Pickled fish?
What is this?
What's wrong with this whiskey?
I want to be whoever comes up with these descriptions.
And then
That's
lastly,
my ultimate goal in life.
That's the point of the other thing we were supposed to do that we never did. And the finish is menthol rolling tobacco.
Are we doing that tonight?
No. Dry peat, hearth, sandalwood, camphor, and chili. So
can I get that one more time?
Nope.
I don't know where your mouth is about to go, but the journey is going to be amazing.
I'm excited and
slap for sure.
I need you to sit there until you taste every single one of those things.
That's right.
This is not whiskey.
Our podcast is no longer about whatever we were talking about. It is now watching Travis in this experience.
I need complete silence as I
get into
taste
character.
for smoked pheasant, fatty and rich, some old passive aggressive sherry notes.
My name's Jeff. I need total silence so I get
Yeah.
I need total silence. I'm so nervous. Wait, you need to be on camera when you drink this. Like I need you to tilt your head back. There we go.
Okay.
It looks like piss.
They all look like that. This one actually smells really
Does
good.
it?
I don't know what's.
What do you think you smell? The fatty pheasant?
Get the pheasant,
chili, and
passive aggressive sherry.
Definitely, it's at the very end of the passive aggressive sherry. It's right there at the end. I do think Antique Books is probably.
It doesn't know what you're talking about.
I thought the books were passive aggressive.
No, that was the sherry was passive aggressive. It's the Antique Books is just
they're just normal.
That smell is there. I don't know about
It smells
smoked
like
pheasant.
antique books, tastes like leather-bound books.
Yeah. Well, here we go. No, the leather bound books was a taste as well as waxed oak floorboards, specifically oak.
Has he taken a sip yet? Or
No,
are we
here we
still
go.
talking about
Are,
this?
are those books stacked? Okay.
He died.
So not as peaty as I thought it was going to be, but it definitely is waxy. That adjective
Waxy?
is.
Is it in there or no?
Wax on.
I don't get the smoked pineapple salsa or eucalyptus.
Pineapple salsa?
Yeah,
That was one of them?
smoked pineapple salsa was on the palate. And I really didn't. There's like no burn. I didn't get anything on the back end. It's pleasant. It's fine. I think the
Oh,
description is way too out there. I wish someone would make like a board game of all of this stuff to
fuck you.
like.
Absolutely fuck you.
It's a journey. I'd go on this board game journey with me.
Would you say it was the best board game to be stuck in? Would be
It
that
would be. I would absolutely love to be in a Scotch board game. Gentlemen, our first topic this evening is what would be the best board game to get stuck in? And we talked a little bit about this. There's lots of classic board games, and there's also some really obscure board games, some of which I might mention here at the end because I like some of the titles. But which one would be the best, maybe most pleasant, maybe most tolerable to be stuck in, like a Jumanji, where you're stuck in for what year is that type of time frame? And who's got thoughts?
I think it all. I'm going to try and set the tone here because I don't know where people are going to take this. I think it all kind of depends on your.
Drew, pop quiz. Which vegetable was originally purple?
Potato.
Incorrect. It was the carrot.
Damn.
Go
What
ahead.
the fuck do you mean originally purple?
Yeah, there's still purple carrots.
Yeah, but like before they were popularly orange.
I see. Anyways, it's how does one view or experience stuck in the board game
Mhm.
kind of thing. So like if I was just a little dude walking around my board game and like things magically happened, I randomly got resources, things were magically built, could be fun.
Yeah.
Or am I like because like the life board game, this is not my pick, but if I'm just existing in the life board game and I don't know that someone's spinning stuff and I'm magically moving around, like who knows? I could
So
get rich really quick.
my thought was kind of taking the Jumanji approach, right? So where it's like you're not necessarily the little guy on the board, like just moving square to square. You are
'Cause you don't have
literally
any arms or legs.
trapped in a jungle with all of the stuff that's in Jumanji. So if you did pick the game of life, my thought would be you are doing
These
what
plastic little cars.
you are currently doing, and it is just this. Which man, that's probably not a bad option.
I don't know.
But did you have a thought?
But anyways, so my pick was going to be Settlers of Catan would be
Mm.
fun to me to be stuck in with things magically popping up and happen. Or even if it's the Jumanji approach, also, I don't think it would be that bad. Fight off robbers, build stuff. I'd be real handy.
You do have to fight off robbers. And there's lots of board games where you don't have to do that.
That's true.
That is an inconvenience that I don't want to have to deal with.
That's fair. That's fair.
And when I was thinking of mine, I was like, I'm gonna have fun. I want it to be a game. I want a chance to maybe better myself as well. And is there a board game in which I can also play games and better myself? And so I went with the Price is Right board game.
Is that a real thing?
Yes, it is. Go look it up.
Hmm.
And so now I get to play all of the Price is Right games. I get to, I'm going to say it probably came out when Bob Barker was still the host. So I get to hang out with Bob Barker. And I'm going to get so good at all the games, I'm going to win money. And I'm hoping I can transfer that into real life. And if not, maybe there's a way I can spend it in the game. I'm not sure, but I'll get real good at it. And I figure, yes, I'll get bored of playing The Price is Right at some point, but I'd much rather do that for, let's say, 30 years than have to fight off robbers and build my own house, et cetera, et cetera.
You would rather play Price is Right games for 30 years.
Then be in Settlers of Catan, yes.
I'm not necessarily arguing for mine. I'm just thinking about playing Price is Right games for 30.
I mean,
I'm not saying
Plinko alone would take up at least 10 of those.
That's a good point. That's fair.
Rick,
And then
I
the
imagine
yodeler. I mean, come on.
I
Yeah,
imagine
the Matterhorn.
the any of the long-term strategy games could be a lot more engaging for 30 years, but come with a lot more risk.
No, I get.
Yeah.
Travis, I have one thing about yours.
Yeah.
So say you get stuck in it for 30 years, you get really, really, really good at it. You come back out, you have to account for inflation.
Mm,
You know pricing from 30 years ago.
You're
Do you
right.
think that you'd be able to play the pricing games adequately enough to win them in real life?
Or are they even the still same games by the time you get out?
Yeah.
I guess if it's
a lot of them
I
are.
don't think they have changed in the last 30
I guess
years.
if it's Jumanji rules, when you come back out, it's the time of when you went in, so they would be. But
no, it's when you
Because he came out 30 years later.
Yeah, but
things
then when
have
he
changed.
finished the game,
you went back to
Everything
when you
went
started.
back in time. Right.
So yeah, I mean, I think if I got sucked out like 30 years later and I had to like play, I think I would know enough of the strategy. I think if I played it 30 years every day plus for 30 years, I would know enough of the strategy to still be able to win.
I'm not mad.
It'd be like an alternate Groundhog Day.
Yes.
You got so good at one thing
Yes.
every day for 30 years that you're the master.
Yeah, there were definitely other things I thought of. Like, I mean, Candyland could be good. Like just eating.
I feel like Candyland would be terrifying.
Real trippy. But I'd get to the lay of the
very
land.
Hansel and Gretel-ish.
Yeah.
Good use of land.
Thank you. But yeah, I'm gonna go Price is Right. So we got Catan and Price is Right.
Yeah, mine was a little bit more specific to me. Obviously, best board game to get stuck in for myself. I mean, if you guys ever listen to this podcast, which I know all of you listening do all the time, no, I'm not gonna do it. But for me, I'm a movie guy. I'm a pop culture guy. That's so for me, I would want to get stuck and seen it because I would want to live my life answering trivia questions about movies and TV shows and things that I have watched, and having that be an impact on my day to day. Like that sounds entertaining to me. Like I would want to be stuck in a game that was entertaining to me. So it would be seen it, any of the seen it. I don't really care which one, but that's it for me.
I mean, yeah, but you are only answering movie trivia, right?
Movie, TV show trivia.
Yeah, you are not getting to actually watch the full.
You don't know that.
I do because in the game,
board game, that's how it goes.
And when on your TV, it's like it just shows the clips. So you're only getting clips.
Yeah, but you're getting trivia of stuff that's happened in the past. So I'm answering stuff that's already happened. So,
right.
Yeah, I'm not getting new stuff, but I'm also not getting new questions.
I'm not worried about that part. I'm worried about like if I'm trying to take Seen It and make it into a place where you can be, right? A Jumanji type setting. To me, that would be a movie theater. Right.
Okay.
And in that movie theater, you are just constantly answering questions about movies that are in the game and seeing clips of those movies. You're not like I thought originally and tell me if I'm wrong, your argument was like, oh, I'll get to be able to see the movie or watch the movies or TV shows that are a part of this game. But
no. For me, it's all about
just the trivia.
Yeah, just the trivia of things that I've already seen, or things that I've experienced in the past, and then that being part of my day to day, like having to answer the trivia questions as part of my day to day. Like I love answering movie and TV trivia all the time. So if that's my day to day, sounds like a blast.
What you got, Drew?
It was really hard for me to nail this down. I do want to talk about some alternates at the end, but I'm gonna go with one that I've only played like a tiny bit of, and I want to play more. And it probably is no surprise to anybody, but it's called Gloomhaven. And it is basically Dungeons and Dragons, but in board game fashion.
Hmm.
It's got a rule book that's like 200, but it doesn't need a DM. So you can just kind of play like you have one person who's kind of in charge of, keeping the rules, but everybody can play. So it's basically fantasy, like high fantasy with monsters, and you go and loot things and build up your characters and magic and swords and sorcery and all that kind of fun stuff. So that's what I want to be stuck in. I don't care about the danger. I'm looking for, and as far as like replayability goes, there are modules, there are different ways to set up the main game, so you could play 100 times and have a different outcome every time.
I like that. I
Was well done, Drew.
I don't know the board game in which you speak of. But having something modular, so having something with the ability to role play essentially and being stuck in a fantasy type world does sound intriguing. I don't love it. I assume you're in a party and can die, which
So
I mean,
that's my worry, is that you're
Yeah.
going into a game, and if we're thinking Jumanji style, like needing skills that you may or may not possess. Like I keep going back to Rick's, like Settlers of Catan, you gotta build things and a lot of these
No,
skills,
you don't.
or you don't, but
The magical creatures, the gods, throw their favor upon me, and my roads and cities magically appear.
no, I'm saying that there are skills that are kind of aligned with what we already kind of know.
I'm going to go ahead and just jump camp here. Drew sounds great because, to your point, Ben, I can, if it's like Dungeons and Dragons, I can somewhat predetermine my skills or select them. And even if I die, I'm coming back whenever the next game happens. So as opposed to being stuck
you
on a
die in the
set,
game.
That's an
Die in
interesting
real
or-
life.
You die
thought.
in real life.
or
Yeah.
your movie set. I'm picking Drew's. I don't know what it is, but sounds great to me. Let's do it.
Gloomhaven.
I feel like
I thought about
if
buying
it's,
it for all of us, but it's like $160 for the base set.
So halfsies, like,
Quartersleys.
Don't threaten me with a good time.
yeah.
We just gotta find a time to get together and do it. That's the only problem.
if we're
So we all
thinking
buy
die,
one.
if we're thinking die in the game, I'm worried about Drew's. But if we can hit reset, that changes everything.
Not even that much worried about dying in the game. I feel
Yeah,
like,
sounds awesome.
yeah,
How many different ways can I die?
give me the jump into fantasy over
I like the idea of
playing Plinko 100,000 times. Much as I love, don't get me wrong,
I,
best game
Drew carries on his way.
out of all of it.
I like Gloomhaven over Catan because Catan seems
Yeah.
more hardship potentially. Like you're struggling for resources until the magic hand above delivers said resources to
No,
you.
for sure. That's
Whereas Gloomhaven, you don't have to necessarily go on adventures. You can just chill out at a bar and find a normal job. It's kind of like the game of life in theory, but like with wizards
But
and
with
goblins and
fantasy
shit.
magic. Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm okay with that. I'm okay
Yeah.
with Gloomhaven.
Let's do it.
Honestly, I would have liked seen it if you had gone for something a little more approachable, everyone, like Trivial Pursuit. Because I don't know exactly what that looks like, but it feels like to like learn, if you get stuck in that game, you're just exposed to all kinds of trivia and things from every facet of life, not just movies and TV.
Sure.
So I think that's something I would lean towards, but I mean, obviously, I'm not going to jump camp because everyone's on Gloomhaven.
Yeah, we're all on yours. Yeah.
All right.
But I like that.
Can
I
I
like
tell you
that
guys
pick.
about the other games that I found? These are insane.
Tell me, Daddy.
I have some
first
backup
one-
picks I want to tell you.
These aren't backup picks. These are just other games that I found that exist that we have to figure out a way to play them. The first one is Bushwhacked. It's just George Bush trivia.
Yes, absolutely.
Senior or junior?
Junior.
Wouldn't it be more fun if it didn't make the distinction? It was just
Yes.
you had to figure out
It
which
just-
one it was.
There's a Vanilla Ice rap game. I didn't read about what it was. I just stopped there and that's all I
And
got.
you didn't want to be in that alternate world?
No, but there is the game called Gettysburg, which is the
Ooh.
story about the Yetis coming down from the north to help the Union fight the Confederacy.
I love it.
What?
I'm just saying, it's there. There was a game called Nacho Hunt. There was a game called No Limit Texas Dreidel,
Ooh, hey.
and Pain Doctors, the game of recreational surgery.
Yes.
All games, I'm like, I need to play these. I don't have the money.
I had Operation as one of mine
Mm.
because
Right.
Me too.
you come out of that 30 years later,
You're a doctor.
you're the best surgeon in the world.
But no
Wow.
hospital will hire you because
And you're
you
maybe a
don't
little
have-
paranoid every time you hear a buzzing sound.
Yeah, Gettysburg would be a fun one to play.
Some of my other one, I had Ticket to Ride was kind of my cop out one.
That one would. Yeah, I
Um,
thought about that.
which I like because it would just be a bunch of traveling basically by train. And then
Would you-
one I found that's you guys may or may not have heard of it, but it's like the most complicated, longest board game ever made, called the
Monopoly.
Campaign from North Africa,
Well, yeah, of course.
and
I
it
have.
literally takes 62 days
What?
to complete it just in its basic form, and they can average out to like over like a year to play this game. It's
Yeah.
it's the most complicated thing ever made as far as a board game goes. But it's basically you just run a
Away.
fictional campaign to take over North Africa.
Why
They
did
do
you
they do
air
a whole
quote
fictional
fictional?
episode on Big Bang Theory about that game.
Oh, I
Yeah,
don't think I've seen
entire
that one.
episode. It's supposedly based on like one of the more subtle, unknown wars of or battles of some war back in the day.
Hey, real quick. You listening? Cool. Do me a favor. On your app, wherever you're listening to this podcast, there's a button to follow or subscribe or some sort of a notification type bell. Whatever you do, don't click them. Don't click those buttons. Don't do it. Or click it. Whatever it doesn't matter. Just fine. It's fine. Just click it. It's cool. Just do whatever you want. Preach.
Gentlemen, funniest inconvenience about getting older. I don't know if we necessarily need to determine one with this, but I want to hear everyone's thoughts about now that we're in our mid-30s. What are we experiencing that, we may or may not have thought was actually going to happen now or ever, and why is it funny?
I never thought in my life showering was going to be the most dangerous activity I did in a day. Never thought I would get hurt in the shower so
I
often.
relate to that so much, Rick.
I as
Like-
someone who has not yet been hurt in the shower, please tell me so I can.
Like I'm just showering and you're just doing your normal shower events and like my neck twerks or I pull something and I'm just like, ow. And just normal shower activities, nothing extraneous, nothing crazy. I'm just showering.
Are you doing like a military shower, or is this like a normal, let's say, 5-minute shower?
I don't
Well,
know.
I assume with military showers, you're going quick and you're in and out.
I mean, I'm not necessarily like rushing, like someone's counting the 10 and I have to hop
Right.
out, but like, but also I feel like I probably take quicker showers than the average bear. So
Yeah.
How long of showers are you taking, Travis? Because mine are in and out, and I'm not military.
I'm saying military was the context of quick and like jerky movements versus like I would say mine's like 5 minutes, 7 minutes tops.
yeah, I think I'm probably out before you. I'll say that.
Right.
But yeah, I'm not. I would say
My showers last
No.
People
a song.
not enjoying
One song, and that's my shower. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
well, I wouldn't say that. I typically turn the so maybe Ben takes faster showers than I do. I turn the dryer to defluff because the clothes I'm wearing are still in the dryer to de-wrinkle, and when I get out, the dryer's still going. That is usually my and it's
I
10
don't-
minute timer. So
Yeah. Right. 7 minutes.
yeah.
Yeah.
Again,
I
I wouldn't I'm not doing anything strenuous, but it hurts often.
I have not. But is that the funniest thing in context of funny?
I mean,
You think it's
not
funny
in-
that
not in
I
the
was
moment it's not.
Most
but-
of these are more tragically funny, I feel like.
Yes.
right.
than-
Yes, that.
I'm okay with tragically funny. So showering
I
is
don't know. I'm
first.
not wetting the bed yet, I guess. So I don't know. I mean, could be funny, but
No, I don't. We're not that old.
All right. Well, so I'm gonna jump out there for one because I've got some funny things, but I'm gonna actually do something that's like funny anger. Like this is something now that I'm older angers me more than it should.
Loud music.
No.
People walking on your yard.
If
yeah.
I'm
The
in
Utes.
bed, if I'm in bed or if I'm on the
The
couch
Utes.
and the remote or my phone falls on the floor and it just hits that pop, that loud noise on the floor. You didn't mean for it to fall, but I'm in bed, I'm comfortable, or if I'm on the couch, I'm comfortable, and I'm gonna have to move to bend down to find the remote of the phone. Like that is a older inconvenience that just drives me crazy. It's like it hits a spot. It's like, oh,
I actually have one similar, Ben, that I
What-
want to expand on.
I have some clarifying questions just to get this down. Pat, are you mad at the I have to now move to get it? Or are you mad at the sound itself?
Good question.
the sound kind of leads into it. So the sound's a small part, but it leads into the fact that now I've got to get down and get it where a second ago it was right next to me. All I had to do was move like my arm. Now I've got to move my entire body out of this cozy position and find my phone or find the remote. And it could have bounced under the couch. It could have bounced 5 feet away. It could have gone to Narnia for all I fucking know. But it's
So-
not. It's not next to me anymore. Now I got to go find it.
So finding / moving for something you already had.
Remote phone specific.
Oh, okay. So remote phone specific. Got it. All right, Drew, expand.
I would expand that one just a little bit, and then I'll let you get back to the rest of yours, Ben. But anytime specifically something rolls under something, and then I have to not only get up, but either get down all the way or move said thing like a couch or like the other day oh God, well, I was getting freaking ice and putting it in a cup and like 4 cubes went under the refrigerator because they fell out. I'm like, I gotta get all the way down and like so they don't leave water spots or melt and get into the wood and start cracking that type of thing. But yeah, anytime I have to like fully disengage, it's that collective sigh of fuck, I gotta do this now, or something worse might happen if I don't. But yeah, that was my little caveat to that.
I like it.
Do you have an actual answer as well?
Oh, I was gonna let Ben keep going.
Oh, I have a bunch. I thought we were just kind of doing like
Yeah,
one
if you want to
one
list
at a
off a
time.
bunch.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, list off. Do at most
Three. I'll do three.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So, I don't know about you guys. I sleep with a fan every night.
Yeah,
I
go
like
Ben.
I like my
Woo!
fan going.
Go Ben.
Yeah, and the
Yeah.
fucking worst thing is when you
Sleep.
get in bed, you're comfortable, and you look up and you realize your fan's not fucking on. That is an anger. That is a big level of anger.
Does that
What does that have to do with being old?
You know what? I don't know.
Okay.
Rick, good question. I don't know.
But also, does that kind of fall into the same thing you just said? I know it's not necessarily dropping something, but it's that sense of comfort, and then I've got to get up and
I would
go
say
do this thing that I need.
I think that's what it is. When you're younger, you don't care as much. I think as you get older, having to get up from a level of comfort because I mean, let's be honest. Once you get in bed and comfortable, it's very important when you're older. uh,
So
I'd say
I'm gonna
I'd
say
say
the
it comes
last
from
two
that.
are all just getting up from comfort. I think that's your biggest,
Sure.
funniest inconvenience.
Yeah. These
Appreciating
things,
comfort.
I think the biggest thing for me is these things bother me now than they used to. Like,
Right.
okay, so like I get in my car and I'm ready to leave for work and I realize my phone is upstairs in the bathroom because I was listening to music as I was getting ready.
Mm.
Like that pisses me off. And would it have pissed me off 10 years ago? Yeah, but maybe not to the level it pisses me off now because now I got to get out of my car, go upstairs. I think some of these things just augment and get bigger as you get older.
Okay. So I had a bunch. I think for me, the one that's funniest to me is now that I have kids, hearing the kid lingo in real life. I thought Skibbity Toilet was like an internet thing, but I heard at the
Mm.
playground some kid actually say Skibbity Toilet. Are you from Ohio?
What the
And
fuck?
exactly, Ben, you're over here. Um, exactly. And I thought it was hilarious. Like I'm just sitting there like this 7-year old is teaching my whatever year old these random phrases that he has no clue what they mean. But then he started like repeating them and like this is great. I was like,
He's got that Riz.
he's got that Riz, whatever the hell that means. From Ohio, Gen Z hashtag
Slap.
slaps.
I hate slap. It drives me crazy.
Slap was old though.
Fucking
Would you
Slap,
say it slaps?
Slap
It's
is fairly
fucking,
old.
yeah,
it,
slap is old. That's
you know
from
Yeah.
like
what? I'm older than all of you.
Ben's from a different generation, guys. So
You are 2 years older than us,
remember
Ben.
that.
Shut up.
that's
Or bet. I hate this bet.
bet.
It's driving-
No, the other one was
Okay, boomer.
I actually really like this newest generation's lingo. I'm not
The-
gonna lie. I feel like ours was fairly tame,
it was.
It was.
and then the generation before us had like the weird
Fuck you. We had baglers. All right.
70
No, that
to
was
hey,
we had
those still
baglers.
exist. They had like the weird 70s, 80s coming out of the 60s stuff that I don't know. I feel like this newest generation has some of the best slang I've ever heard.
And I think one of the good parts about it is that it's actually sticking and it's going longer than like the 6 month viral trends. It's like I Skibbity Toilet's been around for a year now.
I have
Like
no idea what that means.
Over that.
exactly.
That's the
Yeah.
first time I've ever heard that, actually.
Yeah, it's a thing.
Wow.
But I think to me, like as I'm getting older, I've always said I'll make a better grandpa than I do a father. And finding my first like long ear hairs that I gotta pluck out or like long eyebrow hairs, I'm like, yes, my transformation is starting. It's starting, and at some point, I'm not saying both of my kids have to have kids, but one of them has to have kids and I have to be a grandpa. So my transformation into a grandfather uh, is probably my favorite slash funniest thing, and I try to own it when I can.
I'll piggyback on yours a little bit too, Travis. The I have not gotten ear hair yet.
I had a fat long one. It was great.
I don't know why. I just have not gotten that. But hair in places that were not in places 10 years ago,
Was that always there?
like on the like because I don't have a hairy back.
The back shoulder.
But like back of the shoulder, there's like little patches now. And
Be
then
lucky.
my nose hairs are starting to turn gray. Like my hair, every once in a while I'll get a gray hair.
Sure.
But my nose hair is like 30% gray at this point. And my bush hair, which y'all know me, I usually
Bushwhacked.
I usually keep it pretty tight down there, but I've been letting it grow out I let it grow out for November. It's like 30% gray / white
Nice.
now too. And I looked, I was like, the actual fuck. And then I
No
shaved it
baby
all
hair.
again. So yeah, that's been fun. I think the maybe kind of in the same vein as Rick too, the ability to get accidentally injured
Yeah.
It's
in
happened to
any
all of us.
circumstance
Sneezing is
has
a bitch.
Sneezing. Oh my God. We talked about,
Ooh.
I don't know if this made it into the episode we talked about it on, but I sneezed the other day and thought I threw my back out
Nice.
because something like twinged and I like my entire body seized up. But yeah, just I feel like the ultimate, I and especially playing with my nieces and nephews out in like the yard or on the playground or whatever, just the having to be a little bit more careful, and not, can't lay out for frisbee or do some things that came very easily in the 20s. That type of stuff to me is just endlessly funny because every day I realize something that is just a little more like danger. It's using the
It's
word
dangerous.
dangerous
That's fine.
to describe things that are just generally commonplace for somebody in their like earlier 20s.
No, I like
No,
that.
I like that a lot. I want to add on to that, and this is actually to back Rick's original point. So a few months ago, I went and threw trash out in my garbage can, and I went overhand and pulled something in my back when I did that. So I totally understand that doing things that you wouldn't even think twice about when you're in your 20s. But you have to, like, now every time I put trash in my garbage can outside, I pull the can out, I lift the lid, I place it nicely softly inside the can because I don't want to do overhand again and pull my back out again.
Yeah, that could be dangerous. Rick, pop quiz. What animal's poop is cube shaped?
What animal? What?
What animal's poop is cubed shaped? The animal, when it poops, the poop shape
Polar bear.
is the wombat.
So close.
Yeah, I mean,
Now I
mammal.
gotta look up wombat poop.
Drew, I didn't give you that one because I assumed you knew that. Because I knew that.
I was gonna guess like platypus, so I would have been
Some obscure mammal type thing. I wish there was a class about how to get older.
I'm leaving. I'm going over to Jeff's podcast.
Wow.
Season 3 happening now. Jeff Jones and friends making it better. I don't know if it's happening now, but it's the last season.
My name is Dr. Dimitri Bick. I'm an adult, geriatric, and forensic fellowship trained psychiatrist and the host of the Psych Effect podcast. On this show, you'll get my take on sports, politics, current events, and world news in the context of mental health. Why me? Because I've been through all domains of mental health care. Inpatient units, outpatient clinics, academic appointments, university hospitals, nursing homes, assisted living facilities, and private practice. I've also had forensic inpatient hospital units, worked in prisons, assisted attorneys, and interviewed individuals both in criminal and civil forensic cases. I'll break down complex psychological and psychiatric issues in a fun and entertaining way and speak with interesting people and experts from different fields and professions. Join me weekly, because everything has a psych effect. The Psych Effect is available on any podcast platform you use, and follow on Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, and LinkedIn.
Cool. Gentlemen, I don't remember how long ago it was, but at some point in the past, we created the Banter University, and it's time now to expand our curriculum. And I want to come up with, I want to leave this discussion with at least 5, we'll say, electives. And I think these electives, because they're not a part of the core curriculum, something like intro to segues, or how to hold your alcohol, or how to draft board games, things that would pertain to the podcast specifically. These electives probably should be somewhere on the outside and be just like weird. At least that was the approach I took. If you guys took a different approach, that's fine. But I went with like the weird elective approach. And so again, I think we'll just kind of go one at a time, listing whatever electives we have. I'll create the pool. And then from that, we'll kind of vote on which 5-ish will be our electives. So with that, who has electives they want to share?
I got a couple. I'll jump out there.
Do it for me.
I have a couple that are podcast themed and some that are just
Cool.
for funds. I think we need to bring back as an elective. Colleges have like sports that are maybe not
Sports.
mainstream or whatever. Like one I was looking at online was they had walking as an elective, but you could take it online.
Wait a minute.
Not a joke. They sent a link to their college course curriculum and everything. But I think we need to bring back lawn darts as an elective, because I don't feel like if you taught people how to play it safely, it could be a lot of fun.
Yes. I like that.
And yeah. The other one was
real quick question. Is this different from what's the one where okay, so it's not like bow and arrow. I was thinking of bow and arrow roulette. You know what I'm talking
similar.
about?
Yeah,
Similar.
like
Okay.
yeah, where you just fire it up in the air.
Right, and you the last person to move.
Well,
wins.
lawn darts was a real game, and they
Right, okay.
or they took it away because people were getting stabbed in the head. The other couple was the puke and rally.
Okay. Love
So
that.
teaching people
Ben's a champ. Ben's teaching
safety
that
on
class.
how to puke and then the follow-up course is hangover safety.
Mm.
So especially now that we're getting older, you can take a course in how to prepare yourself while you're drinking to be better at helping sober you in the morning. Like leaving yourself a glass of water, or having that inner voice say maybe you just don't need that last drink. And then my last one is intro to fantasy languages.
Okay.
And so like if you want to learn to speak Elvish, or you want to learn to speak Klingon, or I know these are probably electives at some colleges somewhere, but if you want to learn a language that's not actually spoken and comes from like a fantasy or sci-fi setting, then you and your friends can all go take that, and you can have full conversations without anybody knowing exactly what you're saying.
I love that. That last one is
That's
in
good.
the same vein of mine.
Oh, and I had one more. I watched Accepted again to prepare for this because it's one of my favorite
About my wiener.
Used to be about. But just sitting there and looking at stuff
Looking at stuff
is one of my favorite. Or like, let's go lay in a hammock.
Do you want those to be officially part of the list?
Yeah.
Okay. Sitting there.
Go or just do hammocking. Hammocking, yeah. Not the banana hammock, Todd.
Hammocking. That plays a lot into the last kind of three, into like that weird, obscure elective course. And my first one is going to be Ben Pop Quiz. What is the only letter that doesn't appear on the periodic table of elements? This one, I think if you can get this one. It's not. Still can't hear you.
I got unplugged. Sorry.
There he is.
I already answered. I said J.
It is J.
Oh, sick!
I knew that one.
I said J like 10 seconds ago. I got unplugged.
Got it. And with that, our score after 3 episodes of viewing this is Rick 1, Ben 1. Anyway, my electives. I have a bunch, so just bear with me. I'm sorry. I am going to read these all because I put a lot of effort into these.
Bearing with Travis's long list.
Bearing with Travis's long list in electives is elective number 1. I love that. Just bearing with Travis. This should be its own elective. The anthropology of elevator music. Explore the cultural significance and evolution of background tunes in enclosed spaces.
You should be proud of this list. I'm already excited.
Yeah. This is gonna be good. The geometry of burrito folding. Master the art of spatial reasoning through tortilla engineering. The physics of cat videos. Investigate the mechanics of feline antics and their gravitational pull on human attention. The linguistics of drunk texting.
Yes.
Study the syntax and semantics of messages sent after a few too many. The geometry of the perfect beer pong arc. Analyze the physics behind the ideal shot trajectory in competitive beer pong. The psychology of jukebox selections. Understand the music choices shape the mood and camaraderie of bar patrons. The sociology of the comment section. Then I have how to Lady and the Tramp a Hoagie, a research lab. And the math of the beard fortnight, how to measure things in the length of a typical beard, which grows in 2 weeks. Those are my bar banter electives. Very strange, very weird. Some a little to do with alcohol in games, but those are my like 7 or 9. I don't remember what I said.
I'm real proud so far. So I'm gonna limp in here with these 3 bullshit ones, and hopefully Ben can save us from here. After Travis's intro, alcohol description writing. I very
Yes.
much I want that taught immediately.
Mhm.
And
But Rick, you don't want that taught because we don't want other people to have the.
Well, yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
I thought Travis segues could be a fun class.
Yeah.
And Drew intro distractions would be a class I sign up for. I would like to learn that one. And just personally for me, let me get a class for the reply guys or the sliding into DMs, shooting your shot, if you will, on Twitter, Facebook.
Shooting your shot 101. I love it.
That's right.
That's my favorite one that you said for sure, because I think the other ones we may have talked about in the alcohol description writing, but that's a good one. The other 2 we definitely talked about on
Shooting your shot 101.
Yeah. All right, Ben, what you got?
I got 4. Well, I have a few more, but I got 4 decent ones. All right, so speech class with the part of so speech class is called speech class / nothing fights. How to argue no matter the topic. Drinks and thinks. How to ingest alcohol and still sound intelligent. We are fucked 101. How to plan or survive worst case scenarios. And then this is a 2-parter. I labeled this Dragons 101, basic understanding of fantasy fire and its effects on life. And then you can take the advanced dragons, fire or frost, understand the difference of good and evil. And that's where I
pulled the fantasy element into there. I like that a lot.
Well, I tried to go like different areas,
No, that was good. No, I like the list. And here, so we have the count is 24 different options. I think out of this we can probably we'll say we'll pick at least 5, maybe 10, and at least get this down to half. So I'm gonna read all of these. Rick, pay attention. And then if there's any that you just say, hey, we don't need, we'll just take those out, and then we'll kind of go from there. So which ones do you just hate? So let me read this, and then just think of which ones you're like, absolutely not, that's stupid. All right. The anthropology of elevator music, the geometry of burrito folding, the physics of cat videos, the linguistics of drunk texting, the geometry of the perfect beer pong arc, the psychology of jukebox selections, the sociology of the comment section, how to Lady and the Tramp, a hoagie, a research lab, the math of the beard fortnight, the length a typical beard grows in 2 weeks, lawn darts, the art of the puke and rally, hangover safety, intro to fantasy languages, sitting there and looking at stuff, hammocking, alcohol description writing, Travis segues, Drew intro distractions, shoot your shot, how to slide into DMs, nothing fights, how to argue. I think drinks and things. Is that what you wrote? Is that what it was?
Drinks and thinks.
Thinks. There's an extra G there.
That's
Drinks,
a K.
Drinks and thinks. No, I wrote. I put in an extra G. I'm going to take out Travis segues only because I think that's an actual core class, not a elective.
No, but the core class is Travis segues. The elective is how to combat
Too
your
late.
segues.
That's not what Rick said, so therefore we are not considering that. All right, so we're down to 20. Any ones that stuck out that you liked? Well, so first thing, actually, Rick, I'm gonna combine two. I've got the linguini, linguistics,
Hey, yeah, you do.
Ooh, yeah.
the linguistics of drunk texting, and you have shoot your shot, how to slide into DMs. I think that's the
Okay,
same
we'll combine
class.
that.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
the same,
I'm okay
same
with that.
class.
There's just different focuses, different parts of the semester.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Different chapters.
First
Yeah,
half,
yeah,
second
yeah.
half.
I'm okay with that.
Yeah. So I think that one needs to be there for sure.
I
Yeah,
agree with that.
yeah.
I mean, obviously, I like dragons, so I'm gonna put dragons up for
The first,
being on the list.
Ben's Dragons, right?
Yeah.
Fantasy Fire. Okay.
It could be both, and I feel like if you're okay with it, Ben, we could combine those two also into like a first and second semester.
Yeah, it's
Like you take it for the
dragons.
whole year.
It's basic dragons and then advanced. So yeah, absolutely.
I'm gonna just combine that into one. We'll just say Dragons 101 for the purposes of me not reading that whole thing over again. That's just now
And
known as
102.
Dragon. Yeah, 101 and 102.
And no,
Or 101 and 201.
thank you. You
Thank
got
you.
it.
Yeah,
Jeff.
yeah. Ben, any that stuck out to you?
Dude, I'm drunk. You gotta
Yeah,
give it
I'll
to
give
me.
it to you. The anthropology of elevator music, the geometry of burrito folding, the geometry of the perfect beer pong arc, the psychology of jukebox selections, the sociology of the comment section, how to Lady and the Tramp a Hoagie, a research lab, lawn darts, puke and rally, hangover safety, intro to fantasy languages, sitting there and looking at stuff, hammocking, alcohol description writing, Drew intro distractions, nothing fights / how to argue, and drinks and things.
I was gonna say I want to put up burrito folding and sociology of comment sections as
I like that one too. Yeah,
curriculum.
Honestly, the elevator music, that's
pretty funny.
I think you could spend a lot of time on that.
Mm-hmm.
You could get into some deep psychological parts to the elevator music and how it affects the world. So yes to that one. And hangover safety. I love hangover safety.
I like that one, and
yeah, that's a good one.
I think Puke and Rally needs to be on there too.
Yes.
Can that be like, but like hangover
That could be a
safety
101 and a 201.
well, because yeah, puke and rally is after you're drunk, and then hangovers after you're drunk. So it's like,
Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't know, timeline style. I don't know.
I'm okay with those. Rick, do you have any others after you heard that list again that you like? I really like that, or like that intrigues me.
No, we hit the ones I would have submitted on that one.
Okay, and so then I'm going to ask you to veto again. We're just going to whittle this down.
Thank you.
So now I'm going to only give you the ones that don't have any
Okay.
votes.
Okay.
The geometry of the perfect beer pong arc, the psychology of the jukebox selections, how to Lady and the Tramp a Hoagie, a research lab, lawn darts, intro to fantasy languages, sitting there and looking at stuff, hammocking, alcohol description writing, Drew intro distractions, nothing fights, and drinks and things.
Lady and Tramp hoagieing. I'm okay with getting rid of that one. I think
Okay.
it would be, yeah. But I don't want to get rid of jukeboxing. I like that one. That's unique.
We're not talking about that right now.
Oh, I'm sorry.
We're not talking about everyone gets one
rabble,
veto.
rabble.
Everyone gets one veto.
Travis, I'm gonna go with beer pong arc
Okay.
only because I think it should be core curriculum.
That's fine. That's fine.
I think there is at the Bar Banter podcast university, drinking games in general are part of the core curriculum. You just have to choose one as your focus.
I think also Drew intro distractions fits that mold. That's a part of the curriculum. That's core classes. So that's my veto.
I'm here for that.
Any
Thank you.
vetoes?
Yeah, hammocking needs to get the hell out of here.
Okay. Okay.
Oh.
So of these, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's 6 more that don't have any votes. So of these 6, which ones do you like? The Psychology of Jukebox Selection. Ben, I'm going to give you the vote for that one.
I like that one.
Lawn Darts, Intro to Fantasy Languages, Sitting There Looking at Stuff, Alcohol Description Writing, Nothing Fights, How to Argue, and Drinks and Thinks.
Could you combine Drinks and Things with alcohol writing? It's kind of the same style.
I could see
Because Drinks and Thinks is how to ingest alcohol and still sound intelligent. So the ability to write while ingesting alcohol.
No, that's a stretch.
Yeah, I was. If you were to combine,
you can write and drunk and not sound intelligent. Is that kind of what you're saying?
Yes. I would say of these left as like an elective, I would put as an elective. I'm gonna say Sitting There Looking at Stuff, because I think that's gonna happen, and you just need to do that. Rick or Drew?
I'm gonna go Nothing Fights.
Okay, Rick, pick one of those.
I'll take Lawn Darts, but I also would want to wager a potential change from Lawn Darts specifically to like yard games.
I'd
Was
be down for that.
Was that
Yeah.
submission?
Is that too much of a core curriculum?
I don't think so.
Not for the bar banter?
Okay.
Because they're not specifically drinking games, but they can turn into drinking games if you're brave enough.
Yes,
Okay.
there it is.
I'm okay with
that's
that.
the type of game we're looking at.
So because there's only 2 that didn't have any of the votes at this point, I'm getting rid of alcohol description writing, because I actually think that would have been core curriculum anyway, and Drinks and Things. And so,
well, we did combine them. So
I still think this should be combined.
we didn't.
It's a joke.
Oh, I was like, wait, don't confuse me like that. And we didn't do. No one voted at all for Intro to Fantasy Languages, so that will also get moved.
Thank you guys.
So right now, just to give you guys an idea, we have 11. Do we want to try to limit this a little bit more? I think. Let me give you the list.
That's a full year. It's a full year.
Let me give you the list.
I'm down with 11.
So we're at 10. If we got rid of 4, we'd be down to 6, which is kind of where I was thinking. But just let me read you the list. If any of these are just like, I don't want to say give you a veto, but if you feel strongly that this probably is just like weird and shouldn't be in there, and we'll talk about those. So we have the anthropology of elevator music, the geometry of burrito folding, the linguistics of drunk texting / shooting your shot, how to slide in DMs, the psychology of jukebox selections, the sociology of the comment section, yard games, the puke and rally and hangover safety combo, the sitting there and looking at stuff, Nothing Fights, How to Argue, and Dragons 101 and 201. Are there any that just like, you're like, I don't understand that one. I don't get it.
I'm fine with all that.
Yeah, that works.
Okay.
I think it's good.
We have 10 electives, gentlemen.
BBU for life.
BBU. And with that,
BBU.
it's time for last call. All right, gentlemen, tonight for last call, it's the finale, I guess, of our top 10 rankings. Rick finally has his top 10 rankings of stuff, and so I'm going to try to keep score as best I can. Essentially, the way this works is Rick's going to have a topic, and we're all going to try to guess 3 of his top 10 things. We get 2 points if one of our guesses is in his top 3, and 1 point if it's in his top 10. Does that make sense to everyone? Does that work? All right, Rick, share your screen. Let's go. Hit us, Daddy. Daddy-o. Ricky-o. Richard. Dick.
All right, so here we go. So first category that we're going to go with is Rick's favorite video games. And just for clarification, this is all arching, so PlayStation, computers. If you can think of a video game, is Rick's favorite.
I'm going to say, because I know you... Okay, hold on. Okay. Yep. It's coming to me. I'm going to go FIFA, NCAA football, and I'll say Madden, just to because it might be on the list. So
Okay.
yeah.
I also am going to go with NCAA football. And then I'm going to go Civilization And
All
just to hedge,
consoles. Damn
just to hedge
Damn
my
it.
bets, I'm gonna go Age of Empires
Yep.
because it's one or the other that I
Yep.
think will be up there. And I
Yep.
don't know
Good call.
exactly
Good call.
which one.
Interesting. So I share two with you, Drew, but I do have one difference. So I'm going Age of Empires, I'm going NCAA football, and then I'm going Assassin's Creed.
Ooh,
Okay. I think we're all in the same. I think we'll all have a shot.
Yeah, you're all in the same vein.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna give you 1, 2, 3, and then after that, no particular order.
Yep.
And again, 1, 2, 3, not necessarily in order. So top 3, Assassin's Creed.
Cool.
Good guess. Rocket League.
Wow. Okay.
Oh,
I forgot that you're into
yeah,
that.
I forgot you play a lot of that.
And then yes, so college football. Whatever, if you want to go NCAA
Yeah.
or whatever it's called now,
Yeah.
would be the top 3. And then after this, FIFA. Any Total War game would have counted.
What is
Age of
what-
Empires.
What does Total War mean, and as opposed to Age of Empires?
Total War, they're separate series.
Okay. Got it.
Yep. If you don't know what Total War is, then no big deal, but different. Age of Empires, StarCraft, Civilizations, Mario Kart,
Yep.
and Grand Theft Auto to round us out.
Okay, so let me
Like
let me
it.
make sure I got this right because I think I got it. Drew, you got I think 4.
Yes.
Ben, you got 5, and I got 3.
Yes. Yes.
Okay, cool. So this next time we'll go Drew, Ben, Travis.
Okay.
Next
So this-
category.
This next category is we're going romantic comedies.
Ooh.
Oh,
Rick's top 10 romantic comedies. And I guess maybe I'm stealing answers here, but I'm trying to help out. Take away the argument. I am not considering The Princess Bride as a rom-com in this
Fair.
selection.
oh man, forgetting Sarah Marshall.
Ooh, okay.
I don't like that answer.
You should.
I'm thinking of like all 80s stuff right now.
Too far back. I'll give that
Yeah,
one.
I know. Yeah. God, what do you consider romantic comedies?
I would I wouldn't say anything I picked would be controversial.
Okay.
I guess another thing, Pitch Perfect, not considering that a rom-com.
I didn't think so.
Yeah. Let me go. You've Got Mail. I know it's a little bit older.
Such a good movie.
I'm blanking, so I'm gonna go When Harry Met Sally.
Okay.
Nice.
All right, Ben.
I'm gonna do a mix here. I'm gonna go 10 Things I Hate About You. I'm gonna go.
Oh, I wish I could.
I'm gonna go
Change
the
my answers
proposal.
now.
I'm gonna go
God
the
damn it.
proposal. Ryan Reynolds and Sandy B. And then, I don't know where you are on holiday stuff, but I'm gonna go The Holiday.
Safe bet.
Okay. Give me the first one that comes to my mind because it's my favorite rom-com. I don't like rom-coms, but it's my favorite one, I guess. Give me Love Actually, Big Fat Greek Wedding, and Pretty Woman.
Nice pick.
Pretty Woman is a good pick.
That was.
Would you allow me to
On the
switch out
list.
one of my answers?
Nope.
Can't do it.
I don't think so. Why
Can't
would
do
you
it.
get to switch out your answers?
I want to hear it for funsies, though. I want to hear
Yeah.
Funsies.
For fun,
I was-
sure.
50 First Dates. I
it.
would
Oh,
have gone
good
with
one.
had I been
That's solid.
thinking a little
I
bit
thought
clearer.
about that, but that would have been one of Ben's because he's an Adam Sandler buff. I don't think Rick dislikes Adam Sandler. I would have.
I just went really old with all mine.
Yeah. All right, Rick.
All right, here we go. Top 3.
Top 3.
How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days.
Bam.
Hitch.
You did. Wait. Hold on. You
No,
didn't
it's
say
not.
that.
No, I know, but it's Benny Boo Boo. It makes me happy.
Oh, okay.
Hey, no one has points to that.
Hitch, love it.
Okay.
Just Go With It is my Adam Sandler movie.
Such a good one.
No one got any of the top 3.
That's
Nope.
okay.
And then Definitely Maybe.
Nice. Ryan Reynolds. Okay.
Easy A.
Nope.
That might be my
Nice.
most
Oh,
controversial
wow.
rom-com.
Sexy.
The Proposal on the list.
Ryan Reynolds.
In with a point there. Failure to Launch.
Nope.
Mm,
Crazy
McConaughey.
Stupid Love.
Nope.
Great movie.
He's just not that into you.
Nope.
And then You've Got Mail. Well done, Drew.
Nice.
All right, so both Ben and Drew got a point. I got nothing. Fair enough. All right, Rick, next category.
Okay, next category is favorite chain restaurants.
Yes.
So not necessarily fast food, but if it's a chain,
It can be a fast food restaurant.
it can be a fast food, but you are not limited to fast food.
All right, so Ben, you get to go first on this one.
Oh, yay. All right, I'm going to go with, I'm start with Taco Bell. I'm going to hit up Panda Express. And then I'm going to go Outback.
All right.
Outback is on the list for sure. Give me Taco Bell, McDonald's, and Buffalo Wild Wings.
Oh, shit. Buffalo fucking ass.
B-dubs.
Fucking piece of shit.
All right, Drew.
Yeah, give me McDonald's and BB Dubs. And then I'm trying to bring out that top spot. Give me Taco Bell. No, that's the same
Copies.
it's hard not to.
I know.
All right. So here we go. Top 3. Buffalo Wild Wings.
Got it.
Chipotle or Moe's. I would have given you either one.
Okay.
And Mellow Mushroom.
Mellow mushroom. Didn't know
Yes.
that.
Oh,
Okay.
Big
Proud-
fan of the
proud of
buffalo
you.
chicken pizza there.
Proud of
Okay.
Mm.
Okay. He just left. Rick just
Bye.
left.
No particular
No.
order. Taco Mac,
Mac. Okay.
Outback, Waffle House.
Ah, damn.
I'm throwing in Dunkin',
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. Nice.
Taco Bell,
Nice.
McDonald's, and then Panda.
Everyone got points.
So
We all got points.
Everyone on the board.
So Drew and I got 4. Ben, you got 3.
That's fine.
Okay.
All right, last one. Favorite candies.
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 I think what's the third one? Because you don't love sweets. What's the third one? All right. Give me Now and Later's, Twizzlers, and Sour Patch Kids.
Okay.
Drew.
I had Now and Laters and Sour Patch Kids. Give me Reese's Cups.
Classic Reese's. Got it. Ben.
So I had Sour Patch Kids, Now and Laters, and Starburst.
Starburst.
Yep.
Fuck.
Yep. Y'all should be upset.
Damn it. I should be upset. For some reason, they're the same in my mind. Like Now and Laters and Starburst kind of
They're
go
most
together.
definitely
but
not. Sir.
I know.
All right, here we go. Top 3. Now and Later's, 100 Grand Bars,
Ooh, yeah.
and Twizzlers.
Gross.
Nice.
I got 2.
And then out of the top 3, Starburst, Butterfingers, Score Bars, if anybody remembers those.
Yeah. SK.
Milk Duds, Airheads, Crispy M&Ms, and Dots.
Dots.
So I think if I got this right, it's Drew got 2, Ben got 3, I got 4.
Yes.
Okay, so I ended up with 11. Ben ended up with 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And Drew ended up with 4, 5, 6, 4, 5, 9, 11. So Ben won?
Yeah.
Go Ben.
Ben,
Yeah, baby.
Drew and I tied at
There you
11.
go, Ben.
It was very close.
That was good.
Very
Ben
close.
12, Drew and Travis 11.
Boom. Assassin's Creed, baby.
And that's
Right.
what did it.
Assassin's Creed was a good one.
That was the big differentiator for
Put
sure.
you over the edge.
Any other topics that you have, Rick, by any chance?
Do I need to? No.
Hobbies? You know, hobbies. No? Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, this was an episode. Follow us. That's weird. On all the socials at @the_bar banter. New episodes every Wednesday. There's a link in the description to, I'm just going to say at this point, donate to the podcast in general. I don't think there's much of a grassroots campaign going on at this particular moment.
It's true. It's on pause.
I think those things have been suspended, which is that's good news. But you can donate to the rest of it.
He's having an old time revival though. For if you want to come and support with that.
Yeah. Like and subscribe. That's the thing. And just remember that this is our podcast and you're just along for the ride.
Boom.
Scene.
Nailed it.
Done did it.
Okay, I love you. Bye.